What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the WWE content. I'm your host, Destiny Velasquez. Now, let's talk about last night on Friday Night SmackDown and what happened to be one of the most craziest SmackDowns I've actually ever seen. First, to start off the show, you got LA Knight coming out talking about spitting facts about he was going to hurt Seth Rollins, destroy what he created, and whatever, whatever. But then you got Paul Heyman coming out talking about how he is known as the Oracle of Seth Rollins' crew. Now, in my opinion, I don't like that. Like, the Oracle doesn't make any sense. Like, out of all the nicknames you give Paul Heyman, you give him the Oracle for Seth Rollins' crew. When he was the wise man for the bloodline, that actually made sense. But now he's known as the Oracle for Seth Rollins' crew. Plus, what the heck are they gonna name these guys? Like, I can't keep saying Seth Rollins and his crew or the crew. They gotta have a name. So far, it's just been kind of like boring per se because of how they don't have any names. They don't got any names on merchandising, like nothing. I mean, so far the only thing merchandising for Seth Rollins right now is his Money in the Brave custom briefcase. Now, I'm not a big Seth Rollins fan, but I do like the briefcase and I think it is pretty awesome. So, back to what happened on SmackDown. With Paul Heyman coming in, talking about how Seth Rollins was going to beat LA Knight and what he did and everything, you got Solo Sikoa coming out with his new family, aka My Family Tree. So, of course, Solo Sikoa had to come out. And I forgot that Solo did put Paul Heyman through a table over a year ago, and he was going to do the exact same thing. So, Seth Rollins, just because you got Paul Heyman as your oracle, it doesn't mean that he still got enemies, which makes Sol Sokoa your enemy again, and that means you have to be careful on what's gonna happen next time you go after SmackDown and they're gonna come after you. So, other than that, it was cool. And then, as LA Knight was about to take care of business himself to take down the MFT, aka My Family Tree, you got Jimmy Uso coming out. And it was just perfect. He comes out, stops his family, and as Talatunga was about to enter the ring and do what he had to do, Soul's like, no, wait, just wait. Not right now, not tonight, not tonight. But I'm like, are you serious? This is exactly what we needed. A new member of the MFT, and now you don't want him to fight? He's got to fight to prove himself that he belongs in the WWE. Jiga Fatu did that, Tamatonga did that, Tamalo did that. Now it's Talatonga's turn. After that whole crazy debacle or whatever, you got the Fatal 4-Way for a kind of a preview on what was going to happen for Evolution on Sunday for the tag team titles. You had Kairi Sane versus Alexa Bliss versus Sol Raku versus Roxanne. That match was just freaking crazy. And Sol Raku, the WWE Women's NXT North American Champion, she was the coolest girl with the cartwheel and the flips on the ropes that she did between Alexa and Roxanne. It was like pure poetry. Seeing that, I'm like, oh my god, if she's gonna do that evolution, I am gonna be so happy. When she did that, it was just awesome. And then, of course, Raquel had to swoop in and save her tag team partner, which, let's face it, guys, she's just there to replace Liv. And then when the time comes, then Liv comes back. Roxanne's going to be a full-fledged member. And then next thing you know, we're going to see another Judgment Day implosion debacle like we saw last year at SummerSlam. But let's talk about that later. Other than that, and then we get a little preview of what was going to happen between all the girls for the tag team division, and Alexa Bliss winning, giving Roxanne Perez the sister Abigail. It was just beautiful. It was perfect. The way she did it, and Charlotte Flair helping Alexa Bliss, I never thought I'd see the day, but now I'm starting to like her just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. But I am happy to see what's going to happen in the long run if and when they become new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So, other than that, we got the Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six for the WWE Tag Team titles. That match was just crazy beyond crazy beyond crazy. You got the Wyatt Six, which are like crazy horror movie fanatic characters, and the Street Profits are just high flight crazy guys. With Montez Ford doing the frog splash, every time he does a frog splash, I'm like, how is he not hurting? Like, he does it, and then when he does it, he does like a freaking somersault flip. I'm like, how does this guy do it? It's impossible. So during the match, it was all a bunch of craziness. And the last few minutes, my heart was just like pounding, and I was freaking out like, oh my god, please let them win. Please let the Wyatt Six win. Please let the Wyatt Six win. Do it for Bray Wyatt. Do it for Bray Wyatt. By the end, when the Wyatt Six won and had the tag team gold, I was over the moon excited. I was actually almost about to cry because after what happened with Bray Wyatt, and then the Uncle Howdy came back with the Wyatt Six, a tribute to his brother and what he built on for the company, I was just over the moon excited. But now, since they're the new tag team champions, the tag team division better watch out because they are not gonna stop until they go through every single tag team in the division. You got DIY, you got Morrissey Machine Guns, you got Fraxium, and now you got the new tag team of Ray Phoenix and Andrade. Although I do like their chemistry, which is pretty awesome. The way they do the high flips and the moves and double teaming moves is pretty awesome. Although I don't know what their new names are gonna be in the long run, but whatever it is, I'm so happy they're part of the tag team division. And now it's getting better and better every single time. Now, with the R Truth and A-Lister Black match, I felt like it was too quick. I mean, I was happy R-Truth won because he deserves a win after what happened with John Cena and being let go of WWE, re-signed to WWE again, and then he made his appearance, but he's known as now Ron Killings. And when he cut off his dreads on Monday Night Raw, I'm like, oh my god, R-Truth is dead. I was like, oh my god, like my jaw dropped to the floor because I'm like, did he just cut off his dreads? He cut off his dreads. So, as Aleister Black is coming out trying to attack our truth from backstage, my boy Damien Priest had to come out and be like, no, 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 no. Hey, look, it's over. It's over. Like, it stopped. Like, it's over. He won. Whatever, whatever. Just let it go. But of course, he doesn't let it go. And next thing you know, he jumps my dude backstage. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what you just did. Once the Darren Priest gets better, he's gonna come back and attack you so hard that you're not even gonna be able to like see what happened to you. Like it was just beyond crazy. Of course, they were in Nashville last night, so that meant Jelly Roll had to come out and do his thing, like perform a little bit for his people, perform for Nashville. But why did Logan Paul have to come out? Like last time we saw him, he got his butt kicked by Cody Rhodes and John Cena. No. He got his butt kicked by Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso at Money in the Bank. Like, dude, seriously? We haven't seen you in like what? 2, 3 months, and you really want to start a fight with Jelly Roll? Jelly Roll. And then he's talking about how he doesn't like outsiders coming in WWE. He has like influencers and musicians and people who are not wrestlers stand in their house in the middle of the ring. Excuse me, weren't you a YouTube influencer before you became a WWE superstar? Oh, and better yet, you're not even wrestling like everybody else. These guys wrestle like 2, 3 times a week. They're traveling to different parts of the world. They're traveling to different wrestling promotions to promote the company. They're looking for new wrestlers to promote the company. These guys have been busting their butts day in and day out for this company. And what have you done? You just post videos every now and then. You're not even in the wrestling from time to time. You're only there for important events like special PLEs like the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber or the Monday Night Raw before the Elimination Chamber. Whatever the case is, you're there for one night only, and yet nobody cares. And plus, like, I mean, I just don't like his attitude. The way he talks, the way he acts, and the way he tells, like, oh, I'm better than everybody. I'm the face of the company. If you're the face of the company, then how come we don't see you as the face of the company? We see people like Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso. I can go on for a lot and a lot of people who have busted their butt in this company. And what have you done? Just do a freaking punch in the face, a frog splash, and that's it? No, dude, that's not how that works. You gotta train hard, you gotta work hard to be in the company. And if you're gonna work and train hard, you might as well be a WWE champion, but you're really not. So other than that, I mean, Logan Paul coming out, I didn't like, but Randy Orton coming out, it was just perfect. Although I didn't like Drew McIntyre claymoring him in the face, but we all knew that was gonna happen. Drew McIntyre, like he always does, he hides behind his phone, and then when the right time comes, he comes backstage, he goes into the ring, he hits people, and he walks out. That's what he does. It's what he's done for the past I don't know how many months, but he's done it a lot more times than I can count. So other than that, with Drew McIntyre claymoring him in the face, but Jelly Roll grabbing Logan Paul by his hair. It was incredible. It was literally incredible. It was amazing. Like, thank you, Jelly Roll, for doing that because I really wanted someone to smack him or punch him in the face. But what really ticked me off was after that, as security is like separating them and the refs are separating them, he destroys his music set. Like, he destroys the amplifier, he destroys the drum set, he destroys the keyboard, the guitars. I'm like, do you know how much money it's gonna cost him? Like, do you know how much money that will cost him in the long run when he has to perform for his upcoming shows? The drum kit, the electric guitar, the acoustic guitar, all the amplifiers, the freaking keyboard. Do you know how much that costs for this dude? Money just doesn't grow on trees. It does not grow on trees. Well, other than that, the last match, of course, was last minute match. The main event was Solo and JC versus LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. Now that match was just, oh my god, beyond crazy. Like, the whole situation with Jimmy and his family and LA Knight was trying to get his revenge back on Solo Sokoa. Meanwhile, he's got to think about Seth Rollins for signing the main event. By the end, what made me laugh was that by the end of the match, Paul Heyman comes out and he's distracting LA Knight, and then that's what made Talatunga attack him. But then Jimmy Uso did the scoop on Solo, pinned him 1, 2, 3, and he ran out the building with the win on his shoulders. And I'm like, Paul, do you realize what you have just done? Now, Seth Rollins has to clean up your mess that you created, and now Solo and his family are going to come after you and Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So you just created a whole other list of enemies for you and Seth Rollins. But if Solo Sikoa does go after Seth Rollins and his crew, I will be very, 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 very happy. But by the end, Braun Breaker comes out and he spears him, and then Bronson Reed does a tsunami, whatever, whatever. But in my eyes, they may have won the battle, but the war is just beginning. Because you got people on Raw coming after you got people on SmackDown coming after you. Oh, and not to mention, Roman Reigns will return. And when he does return, it's not going to be a good look for you, Seth. It will not be a good look for you. Now, with SmackDown over, let's now talk about what's going to happen for Saturday main event. It will be up in about a couple of hours. So far down the line, we have Seth Rollins versus LA Knight, Goldberg versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, and then you got Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso for the WWE United States Championship. That one was actually by surprise from last night, as Nick Aldis announced that before SmackDown went on air. So now with the new match added to the match card, it's gonna be a fun-filled, crazy night. Now, for me, I feel like Jimmy Uso can win. This could be like his first singles title, like after his brother Jay, who won the Intercontinental title, and then he won the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. I think this could be Jimmy's time. Now, in order for him to win it, of course, with Solo, it's going to be a numbers game. He's gonna have, his family, but on the other hand, you got Jacob Fatu, and he's still mad at you. So I think he's going to make you lose. Jimmy's going to win. And if it's still going to be a numbers game on the line, he has to take care of Talatonga, Tamalo, and JC. I think Tamatonga might make an appearance. Now, last time we saw him, he was out due to an injury at War Games. Of course, at War Games, it's going to be a lot of injuries. It's going to be crazy. People are going to be out for like the next few months or so due to surgeries and whatnot. But for Tamatonga, he's been out for, I think, yeah, about a few months, almost a year. So I think now for him to return at Saturday main event will be the coolest thing ever. Plus, he's going to side with Jacob Fatu after Solo basically replaced Tamatonga with Talatonga. So you might as well stick with Jacob Fatu and Jimmy, which would be another family versus family war games or bloodline civil war, whatever the case is. It's going to be another family fighting family situation on our hands. But other than that, it's going to be a cool night. As for Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, I really want Randy Orton to win, but for him to do that, Drew McIntyre, he's just probably going to cheat like he always does. He's going to use something against Randy Orton, and then by the end of it, Drew McIntyre is going to claymore him. 1, 2, 3, call it a night. But since Jelly Roll is going to be by Randy Orton's side for the night, if Logan Paul comes out and is going to fight Jelly Roll, it's going to turn into a whole freaking brawl. Next thing you know, we might see Randy Orton team up with somebody to take down Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. And if that's the case, I do not want to. I do not want to watch it, like, because it's just a waste of time. You got Drew McIntyre, he has like a big ego up his head, and then Logan Paul, who has even a bigger ego up his head. And guess what? Neither of them are champions. They were supposed to be the chosen ones, and look what happened. They just got thrown right to the sidelines like everybody else, and they're not champions. I mean, yeah, they're doing good things in their career right now with everything that's happening with SmackDown and Raw, but at the same time, it's like we need something more, bigger, bolder. For Drew McIntyre, I agree, he needs something bigger, bolder for his career. For Logan Paul, just stick to what you know, and that's record YouTube videos for a living and post them on social media. Do that because that's your life. You've been doing that since you were, what, 16, 17 years old? Just stick with that and let the pros of wrestling do what they gotta do for the company. Now, for the Goldberg versus Gunther match, I mean, I don't even know, man. It's just, to me, it's just crazy of how a 58-year-old WCW and WWE champion, a former champion, is going to take down the ring general. I mean, I haven't seen Goldberg wrestle in I don't know how many years, and last time I saw him, he speared Kevin Owens, and that's all I can remember in his glory days as a wrestler. But to fight Gunther, I mean, it's like it's like Godzilla versus King Kong. So that's going to be a crazy, crazy match to follow up on. I don't know who's going to win or who's going to retain the World Heavyweight Championship, but whatever the case is, it's going to lead up to SummerSlam for the next few matches, and maybe a contenders match depending on what's going to happen if Goldberg does win or Gunther retains. Whatever the case is, it's going to be a crazy leading up to SummerSlam. Now, for the LA Knight Seth Rollins match, I mean, of course, it's going to be something to do with numbers again, like with Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso's match. But for Seth Rollins, it's going to be a little bit hard to handle. I mean, it's going to be LA Knight and him in the ring, and maybe, of course, like a few minutes into the match, you got Bronson Reed on one side, Braun Breaker on the other side. You got Paul Heyman in the corner with a briefcase talking on his phone or whatever. But just imagine we see Roman Reigns and you hear the music and you're like, oh my god, the Tribal Chief is back! The Tribal Chief is back! If Roman Reigns does come back tonight, I would be very, 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 very happy with myself because it's been a while since he wrestled and he's been out a while because he just welcomed his new daughter to the family. He is now a father of six. Congratulations to Roman Reigns, by the way, to becoming a father of six. So he's been out for a while to be a father. He's spending time with his family, but now it's time to get back in the game and take care of business because right now Seth Rollins is. He's saying he's taking over, but I feel like when Roman Reigns comes back, it's going to be another show for him. For Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to fight again, I mean that would be perfect. It's like it would be like another chapter in their story of fighting each other for the past like what 11, 12 years since the whole Shield debacle situation where Seth Rollins put a chair to Roman Reigns' back and it imploded the whole situation in the WWE. Like it's gonna be crazy. Once you hear Roman Reigns' music, you know he's coming back and he's coming back for blood. He will take down everybody and everyone who will get in his way until he gets to Seth Rollins. He's gonna go after Braun Breaker, go after Bronson Reed, and then when he goes after Paul Heyman and Paul Heyman runs, he's gonna have to deal with Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins ain't gonna be too happy about that. I mean, he's already scared of CM Punk, but imagine him being scared of Roman Reigns. It's gonna be a crazy, crazy match, and I'm really excited for that. So far down the line, SmackDown was awesome. New tag team champions. Now we got Saturday Night Main Event coming up in a few hours. So far for me, Saturday main event, ever since they came back with it, I'm like, yes, this is what we wanted. We wanted more wrestling time. We wanted more TV time for these guys. And for them to bring back a classic of Saturday main event, I was over the moon excited. I did watch a couple of old Saturday main event episodes a few months back when it was Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, and then there was Macho Man, and then the new ones at the time when it was Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart fighting for their Continental Championship. Like those matches were cool. Like they were legendary in the making. But now you got newcomers coming in and they are like recreating an old classic. But then other than that, you got W Hall of Famers coming in to Saturday main event. And of course, we cannot forget Jesse the Body Ventura, who has been coming back to new Saturday main events ever since the first episode came out. So when he comes back again for tonight, it's gonna be a crazy, crazy night for everybody. So far, I do want Jimmy Uso to win. I want LA Knight to win. And between Goldberg and Gunther, I don't know who I want to win. Because if Goldberg wins, that means he's gonna. I mean, it's his last match, so that means he's gonna have to retire and then vacate the title. But if Gunther wins, then okay. But like, I'm not that big of a fan of his anyway. I mean, to be fair, I was never a fan of his. I was never a fan of his when he was your Continental Champion for 666 days, and he was breaking records or whatever. But his matches were just boring. Like the only way he would hurt somebody was by making sure he put them in a submission move. And plus, his first title reign I didn't like, and then I thought the only reason why he was world champion in his first title reign was because Finn Balor portrayed Damian Priest. Like, let's be honest for a second. Let's be honest. The only reason why he was a world heavyweight champion in his first title reign was because Finn Balor portrayed Damian Priest in the Judgment Day. Like that's it. Case in point. In my opinion, that's how I see it. Like you weren't really a champion. You won it because of Finn Balor's ego. Like so maybe you should thank Finn Balor for making sure Damian Priest didn't retain the World Heavyweight Championship and you won at SummerSlam. So how about you thank him for that? Your second title reign, I mean, it's going nice or whatever, but I still don't like you. So yeah, that's the case. Other than that, so far it was a crazy Friday Night SmackDown. It's gonna be a crazy night Saturday main event, and don't forget tomorrow we have Evolution, the All WWE Women's PLE. Now that one is gonna be crazy, but we'll talk about that more tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and this was Destiny Velasquez coming to you with a SmackDown recap and Saturday main event predictions and theories.